for the see amena okasan eye Kevin Taylor onankasa ne lawyer na waba bontin na wabetu ne num tuo after say Supreme Court the 4-1 majority decision ye concerning bench warrant ye file edit Kevin Taylor no odofo onankasa ne lawyer na waba bontin na chese waba betu ne num tuo concerning Supreme Court in semsem na course no odofo we dey me ma mekasa enye tintin kramman di di mechi na yembonra Ghanatube ne enkoti nsema aye Kevin Taylor nankasa onankasa ne lawyer a represent no e Supreme Court no niama e course o Supreme Court nsema aye Supreme Court judge no ma ye bench warrant na adi nyina no 4-1 majority decision ni nyina nsema ekeka hu nyina no do for man ko na yenkoti Kevin Taylor onankasa ne lawyer ho niamra jisia Ghanatube so.
Because of certain bad judgments he was given in court to favor the NPP administration at the time, and also because he wanted to seek more favors. This is commentary that the judge took issues with, and then invited Mr. Taylor to come and defend why he should not be convicted for contempt. And then a bench warrant was subsequently issued for his arrest. But because at the time Kevin Taylor was not in the country, and he has always not been in the country up until this case, he was not arrested, he was not detained to face these criminal contempt charges at the High Court. Kevin Taylor, 4 years on, took issues with this and then went to the Supreme Court, asking the Supreme Court to quash that bench warrant issued against him because he said it was devoid of any legal reasoning. And so this morning, the Supreme Court has issued its judgment, and in a 4-1 majority decision, they have decided that that bench warrant be quashed. And they have agreed essentially with the legal arguments that were made by Kevin Taylor on that matter. And so that is the antecedent of this issue from January 2020 to July 2025. Kevin Taylor can now come to Ghana without hiding because the bench warrant that would have seen to his arrest is no longer in effect.
So the lawyers that represented Mr. Kevin Taylor in court, I have them and I'll speak to them shortly. But before the Supreme Court ruling this morning, ranking member on the Security Committee, Reverend Timfojo, raised concerns over the state perceived protection of Mr. Kevin Taylor, alleging that he was being housed at the Vice President's official residence at Cantonment. Here's what he said on our sister station at FM.
NDC for born a party dimping for Okrum Kevin Taylor. A court to cry a contempt attorney. Yes. A patchino. Yes. A arrest warrant attorney. So Bagana. Waba national security for Adino Bamba Abba Aquacose the official residence of the Vice President. Hey. Baby President Mahama. Etna when he was Vice President and even President. And baby Vice President Biaba Obetsna, you know, and the current Vice President, Her Excellency, or no, say the private residence, and it's only vacant. A whole no margin at Is
this information that you are privy to?
And I will give you the full information. We'll come to that.
Really?
But, yes. But I want, if you want us to deal with it, let's zoom in. No, but
it's a serious matter. And coming from you as a ranking on.
Oh yes, you see, and it is terrible in this country, say, Abba, not a whole chief justice, no, what washa no so say, all pamono, without basis. Nemomono, ogun anyone say, Abpam, chief justice, and say the judiciary. Nasa buying ankasa, edi national security architecture. Ebebo obia. Wakasetia judiciary no. Wakasetia arrest warrant. Edane no. Na national security for ebebo se ni pane ho ban no. A indictment on the government. A serious indictment. Because between Justice Gertrude Arabasaki Tokunu and the Kevin Taylor, why and the Senke Bonnie ho ban? Between Justice Araba Tokunu and NDC for Trina Bosu Gunanimase to spite the judiciary no. And the Kevin Taylor, what did you do for them? What did he a soft womping for Ghana hanging at them? What did he him for them? A did penny for beer a demo Ghana? What did you want them because Obi and a don't be eternity and body?
So there's the issue of whether Mr. Kevin Taylor is being provided national security protection and whether he's being housed in the official residence of.
Ọdọfọ ensem no na edeja e social media ne so ameso beje ni nyina brew e Ghanatube say Kevin Taylor bae no wenya security escort kese pa na yama ne bebi kama say onda ondwodwe ne ho kama because just NDC for na ebo ne ho ban. Ọdọfọ moamo nim say NDC ni NDP die adane propaganda nko na ekoso just say NDP o power na NDC for opposition na chese propaganda na ekoso saa na yebo mechi saa na we ayi say sisi anso ameno ka say NDC for so bet na akonwa so no NDP for nso ebo mechi denden yesi Kevin Taylor no yebo no ho ban NDC for because okasama NDP for say Kevin Taylor ekasama NDC enti no obae no ya mano chese security escort kese pan na yebo no ho ban Ghana ha so odofo we ena ensema aideja Kevin Taylor nankasa ne lawyer ba abonten ena wababetu ne numutu ameso beje ne nyina brew Ghana turo for manko na yenko tie ensema Kevin Taylor onankasa ne lawyer eka concerning sa issues we mu nyina akopimo Supreme Court ne mbra isia Ghana turo so
of the Vice President of the Republic. Now, at a recent accountability series, the Defense Minister, who plays a key role in the national security architecture, was asked directly about allegations that the government is shielding Kevin Taylor and housing him at the Vice President residence. This is his response.
Kevin Taylor in the country. Unfortunately, I'm not an immigration officer. and so, I mean, how do you expect, I'm not an immigration officer. For those who are interested in that, let me advise. The Freedom of Information Act, take necessary steps, find out from immigration, unless the person did not come through lawful borders. So some of these are things causing the national discourse.
So that there was the Defense Minister, Dr. Omane Boama, on this matter of where the man is being housed and who is providing security. Now, let's get to understand what happened in court today and the issues around it. Joining me via Zoom is lawyer for Mr. Kevin Taylor, and I'm joined by counsel Peter Okujeto. Counsel, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
Do you want to respond to where your client is being housed and who is providing him security? It's been a matter that's generated some speculation in the media.
My engagement with Mr. Kevin Taylor is of a narrow compass. I'm engaged as his lawyer to argue his case in court and not to facilitate his entry into this country and where he is housed or not. So I am limiting myself to questions within my engagement and not questions outside those ones. So as to how he got into this country, where he's being housed, it's not part of my engagement with Mr. Kevin Taylor.
So basically none of your business as far as these matters are concerned?
Not at all.
All right.
My legal fees don't extend to that level.
But you should be interested in the kind of commentary around your clients when such speculations are made regarding him.
That commentary does not affect my arguments in court. This is a free country. Our constitution guarantees freedom of speech. Anybody is free to run a commentary. But if, as lawyers, we want to partake in the commentary surrounding our clients, then we might not be able to do our job.
I think it is proper to congratulate you for the victory chalked before the Supreme Court today.
We are grateful and thank you. Well appreciated.
And then educate me. I know that the issue of contempt sometimes is discretionary. So the court coming to the conclusion that due process was not followed in the judge issuing such bench warrant. Perhaps if you can help us understand it.
Every conception of justice demands the right to a defense. So people even commit murder, they might be caught by cameras, there might be security evidence to that effect, yet they are put before trial, before being sentenced. And it has been a long part of our received law that even God, who is omnipotent and omnipresent, when Adam and Eve broke his laws in the Garden of Eden, he summoned them and questioned them before convicting them. So what about a human being or a judge who is just an ordinary human mortal? If he takes positions and delivers judgments or rulings or warrants like is God omnipresent, then it's very worrying. So what we are saying is that you could summon the person, but you first have to summon the person, and then you ask him to put up his defense. And if his defense is not proper, then you convict him. But in this case, they convicted him long before the facts arrived. So in other words, the judge put the cart before the horse, which is a contradiction in terms. But anyway, if the horse is pulling backwards, then the cart can be put in front of, the cart can be put before it. But this cart is moving forward, not backwards.
All right.
This horse is pulling forward.
So basically, he was not given a hearing, which defeats the sacred rule of, letting people tell their side of the story before you can conclude on them.
Yes, exactly.
So what now happens to some of the cases against your client? For example, in 2020, private legal practitioner Ace Anand Ankoman won his defamation suit against Mr. Taylor, and the court awarded him 2.9 million Ghana cedis in damages. Cases of this nature against your client, what now happens to those cases?
My engagement was specifically in respect of the arrest warrant. Cases like Isakuman's cases are beyond the scope of my engagement. And as lawyers, Isakuman knows what to do.
But how does he feel now, knowing very well that the...
Get set, Kibo. Get set, Kibo. Get set, Kibo.
And he's happy to be free.
All right. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Counsel Peter Okujeto. And he represented Mr. Taylor in this matter that came before the Supreme Court of Ghana. The court in a 4-1 decision decided to revoke the arrest warrant imposed on Mr. Taylor in 2020 by an appeals court judge in this particular matter. There's also another case in court where the Attorney General says that it is no longer interested in prosecuting the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Kwabena Dufo, and 7 others, because in the
Order 4, when a breaking news case, I be told you, I'm beginning in our bro. I will Ghanatube of Mamma if you say, mobile like, subscribe, no, my share, no, my notification board, so I might send a bear. I'll bring you a BBI, don't pay content. I will, when I tell Pan, watch you with him, for aha, and I made in 7 years, I will Ghanatube. I come in, Madam Nasi.